Hey guys, so now we're going to be talking about Home Alone 5. Again, I wasn't originally going to do this one, but might as well just finish out the franchise while we're at it during the season. Okay, so we just did 4. I did 1, 2, and 3 earlier in the month, and we did 6. I know it's confusing. We did 6 back for Disney Plus Day. But 5. Now, 4 and 5, Home Alone 4 and 5 are the forgotten Home Alones for a very, 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 very good reason, okay? And now I explained in Home Alone 4 video that they basically just recasted it and the plot made 0 sense to the storyline. Now, granted, in Home Alone 3, it was a different family, but they didn't try to, truly tie it into the original. So I kind of appreciate that, but it was a good standalone, and I'll give it props for that. This one. How do I explain this one? Okay. So this was a forgotten one as well. Honestly, I think with the disaster that Home Alone 4 was, they should have just completely stopped, okay? I will say that. Now, Home Alone 5 is not actually that terrible in itself. There are some things about it that I'm like, but putting it under the name of Home Alone 5 Holiday Heist, that's where I have the issues for, okay? It should not have been part of this franchise. I think it could have done amazing on its own. Not amazing, but it could have done decent on its own and some changes, but yeah, should not have been part of this franchise. All right, the plot idea of it was very fun, very interesting, funny, different a little bit, and I give props to that. But this is a different family than both Home Alone 1, 2, and technically 4, because it was the same family, different cast, and number 4. And then in Home Alone 3, it was a different family. So I give props. I mean, not props. I understand that it's not Kevin and his family, right? This is a different family, and they moved from California to Maine. The house is supposedly haunted. We don't know for sure, but yeah, so they moved and they're dealing with this, and there's so much. But there wasn't that much of a backstory when it came to the team of villains. Were they funny? Yeah, kind of. But there wasn't that much of a background. I wish there was more of it. And I'll say that by 5 minutes in, the first good 30 minutes, you're just completely bored out of your mind. There's nothing exciting. There's really no emotions to draw on to continue the film. So they did a major fail on that point. By the ending, totally worth it. So funny. I love that part. But again, you have to get through a good portion of the film to get to the exciting part. So I think I'm going to say I don't think they need to do anything, because at this point, just leave the franchise alone. Just leave the franchise alone. But had it been me, I would have changed the beginning, made it more fun, give the villains more background character, maybe show a time in history when the art piece was stolen, something on that end, so we kind of get a little bit of a premise on that. Again, there's no Easter eggs, but I will say that the one thing I did appreciate from this movie was the SWAT situation. Okay, not that I think swatting is good. It's not good. But there was a good lesson in that. So Finn, the kid, was talking to a college kid. So Finn is 8 or 10, something like that. And he likes to play video games, so very much like my son. Now, granted, their video games are very different, but he was talking to this college kid who was much older, and that's kind of concerning, but in the end it ended up being good in this scenario because the college kid was like, hey, like, something's seriously wrong, and like, I need to help this kid. But the college kid got swatted because the mom called on him thinking that he was the one of the villains when he wasn't, which to me kind of didn't make sense, because if they actually understood that she was in Maine and he was in California, like, you could I'm just saying, like, in these day and ages, like, they could have tracked that he was in Maine. Like, had he been in Maine, they could have tracked that instead of being in California. Like, how did they, in the span of just a couple hours, get back to California? So there was kind of a plot hole on that. However, like I said, the ending was very, very cute. In the end, the college kid became friends with the family. So that was cool. But yeah, and I felt like really kind of showing the party of the where the parents were at was almost just not necessary. Like, I get they were trying to, like, kind of keep track of them, but I felt like there was too much party scene when it wasn't necessary. And there was too much of the villains aspect with not enough background. Okay? Now, the only good thing on this part otherwise was the really cool backstory of the underground hidden bunker thing, and I think showing more of that would have been really, really cool. Like, more of the sister exploring that space and all that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I gotta say. Again, really no Easter eggs in this. I hope you guys enjoyed. It's more of a review than the Easter eggs, but I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope you guys are having a fabulous holiday season. I'll see you guys very soon.